Electing so long, yeah. Everybody wants you. Oh, na 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 na. All the junior wants spot. My man, I guess. Now I'm ready to buck. Now I'm ready to buck. Take it from me, take it slide way. So no checking, we on the highway. Slide way. We on the highway. Take it from me, take it slide way. So no checking, we on the highway. Slide way. So we out tonight. Grab somebody hand and make them feel alright.
All right, my people, you already know when it comes to this time on Monday morning, it is time for the program, The Supreme Show. And on this program, we educate, we entertain, we inform. That's how we do it. So we are welcoming you wherever you are, whatever you are doing. Get glued to your radio and your TV as well. And I'm talking about Facebook because we are live on Facebook, Spawn TV. Your presenter is me, Lorena Henry. And we are here every Monday morning like we advertised yesterday. We told you what we're going to be doing here today.
We're coming from the back.
Going education, I tell you. That's why I told you from the beginning, we can educate, we can entertain, and we can inform.
Everybody wants you.
So let us welcome you, our viewers. They are always said, that's what I like about them. People can just be watching Spoon TV, just waiting. I love that. And for those that are here in Liberia, we know you're going to put your calls through if we have the time to call. We are sorry for being a little late. We had to set up things. We have a full house today as our guests. I hope I pronounce it right. Me, I didn't do English. I always tell you people so I can be fighting with the English. I don't say, oh, the mom made mistake. You know what I'm saying? Even though that Liberia, I will speak Pele one day. All right. So welcome. You know, I have my guests. They are all seated, and bear with us today when we'll be switching our cameras and stuff like that because we want to make sure you see all of our guests. See them. They are seated. They are from Lambs, and you wonder what is Lambs? They're going to be telling you about that. It is a school, an institution, and most of you might be wondering. Some of you just be seated on the fence, like thinking which institution to go to, how you can do it, how you can get enrolled, and all of that. What is this? You know, institution is all about. They are here. They're going to be telling you all about it. Even I want to learn. But let us, talk to our guests. Let's show our guests, our dynamic guests. We have two men, one woman. This time, whenever you see men, you must see woman. So even if I only wanted two guests, when I see woman, we guess forced to be three because that woman must be on camera as well. And you must hear her. We are part of everything that is going on decision making when it comes to our country. I'm not a feminist. Please understand that. But I get interested when women are part of stuff. And I don't like it too when you're doing the program and the women can't call. But anyway, let's talk to our brothers. We're not doing broadcast right now. We're doing our program. Just trying to, relax my guests and all of that. How you guys doing? You look fabulous. Welcome. All right. So thank you. All right. Welcome to the program.
Thank you for having us.
All right. So we, going step by step. We want to know who you are, where you're from, maybe a little bit about you. Let people understand, oh, it's this guy from this place, from that place, Let's hear it. We can start from you, Mr. Tarawale.
Thank you, Lorraine. Thank you so much for having us. Am I audible?
Okay, yes, you are.
Awesome. My name is Marvin Tarawale. I'm one of the co-founders of Loop Academies, and I'm Liberian, born and raised. And I've had fantastic opportunities to pursue education outside of Liberia, and part of why we're coming back to figure out how to channel that education back to hundreds of thousands of young people here in Liberia and across the continent.
Okay.
So I'm really excited to be here to share what we're building.
You're right, and that's what we want to know because we know it is a new institution and people might want to enroll and they want to know how soon they can enroll once they hear what you have to offer. So let's talk to Keith. Is that the right pronunciation?
Sure,
Keith.
Thank you.
Welcome, Keith.
Thank you. I'm Keith Eskite the first, and I head the teaching and learning at Loop Academies.
Okay.
I'm a Liberian, went to school in Liberia or two, and I'm excited to be a part of this thing.
Okay. Right. So we have Keith. Now we're going to switch to our sister there. Right, we want to know her. We told you, please bear with us. We want to make sure you see everybody on camera. We want you to know who you are talking to. If you are just coming our way, welcome. This is the Supreme Show right here on Spoon FM and Spoon TV Live. So let's talk to our sister right there. You look beautiful. Thank you for being on the show. Tell us a little bit about yourself,
Thank
madam.
you, Lorraine, for having us.
All
We're
right.
excited to be here.
Okay.
My name is Wata Kruma.
Okay.
I am a Liberian, born here. Had the opportunity to have university abroad. I've worked in technology for the last 20 years. And so that's how I was able to join with Marvin to co-found this school that we're bringing to our young people here in Liberia. And we're just really excited about this.
Oh,
So thank you for having us on the show, man.
all right. You are so welcome. Now that we understand we have a little summary of who our guests are. Now we want to get into the discussion. Loop Academies or lands. Is it the same thing?
Essentially.
LAMS is short for
Loop Academy's model school.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about this institution. What is this institution all about? First of all, you said you had the opportunity to go outside Liberia, you got good education, and you decided to bring back to your people. This is something we are appreciating, the fact that you people are coming back home to, give back to the nation. I mean, people go out there to do their thing, it's just about them, they and their families, but here you are, you came back for the sake of the country. What led to that passion?
First of all, I've been in and out. So I've been here, working in youth development and entrepreneurship and education for 10 years now with Smart Liberia. And Loop Academy is for me the next frontier of how we can deal with some of the issues that are facing Liberia from a human capital standpoint. So just to give you a little summary of what Loop Academies is, we are reimagining high school education so that it transitions young people directly into the workforce. So essentially, in a nutshell, it's an education that we're trying to reimagine, reinvent, so that every student leaving high school in Liberia across Africa will have the skills to transition right into the workforce right out of high school. And the reason for that is simple. About 90% of students across sub-Saharan Africa don't go on to tertiary education. So if you've got a class of 100 students, only about 9 of them are going to go on to tertiary education, and only about 6 of them will graduate. So since we've got a large pool, majority of our young people only complete high school, for us, it only makes sense that we could figure out how to make their education relevant so they leave with skills that allows them to find jobs. They've got tools in their hands that can help them create their own jobs, and they've got the character to lead and thrive in a world that's changing right underneath them. And that's what Loop Academy is working to do. The model school that we're setting up here is a chance for us to experiment, build that model for how you can redo high school education across the continent. So we're very excited to share more, but that's what Loop Academy is in a nutshell.
All right. So, for people that, just tune in, might still be trying or struggling to really understand, is it that Loop Academy has its own location, like it's not within our high schools? No, it's not, right? Because some people will tell you, oh yes, we are in different, we work with high schools. Do you work with high schools, or you are just bringing it to the table now for people to understand? I am very sure the Ministry of Education knows about this.
Yep.
All right.
We're good friends. We're good friends.
People will be empowered from high school.
Right.
That is what you are offering. So it's not like I graduate from Cathedral and then I go to LAMS.
No. So LAMS starts at 10th grade, right? So students can come to us. We're recruiting right now for students at 10th grade, and they're going to work with us in our model through high school, so 12th grade. And the point is that when they're in 12th grade and they're graduating, they're all young people who are empowered enough to go right into the workforce, to find and create their own jobs, and are people who are able to contribute meaningfully to their communities.
You are empowering them to be independent. So it's like you're teaching them different kinds of trade.
Exactly.
Exactly. All right. Kids, I know you want to add up. We're still discussing it. We'll keep discussing it over and over so that people, understand what LAMS Loops Academy is about. It's just Loop, no S.
No S. Thank you.
What Loop Academy is about?
Loop
Okay.
Academy.
Now somebody
Yes.
might be calling later on and say, or asking, sending text messages like they want to know where is this institution located? Are they in other parts of Liberia or just Monrovia? We'll reach to that point, but we would like you to add up a little bit to what Mr. Tarawale said, Keith.
Thank you very much. And like I said, it's a privilege to be a part of this team that is trying to, or that will reimagine education in Liberia. And the goal is not just Liberia, but across Africa. But the model school starts here. Okay. So it's exciting that Liberia is the place that we have to start with a lot of brilliant Liberians. And you will agree with me that the quality of education we receive here is a problem for us. And research has shown that across Africa, high school education is the highest education that most school-going kids will receive. So with about 90% of school-going kids receiving just high school education as the highest education, and the transition right into the workforce without the skills and relevant tools needed, it creates a problem for Africa. So there's a huge problem across Africa, unemployment and learning crisis. So this model school is geared towards ensuring that we provide solutions to the problems that we have across the continent.
Okay. All right. Now we're going to talk to Madam Kamara. Krumah, sorry. Because we want to understand, she would tell us where this institution is located. And we also want to know from her if it is just here in Monrovia or is it other parts of Liberia. Let's talk a little bit because people complain that we in Montserrat are the ones that always benefit from better things that come to the country. And then some people come in and just establish it, maybe few counties, most especially the larger counties. So we want to know from you, Madam Krumah, is it just here in Montserrat where is the institution located? If it is profitable or non-profitable, we just want to get some gist of that.
For sure. Again, thank you for having us. And we've heard that feedback before. And in part of setting up LEMS, that's something that we want to solve for as well. So the first location of the school, the model school, is at the corner of Gurley Street and UN Drive. All right. The goal for LAMS is to scale the school across the country, and not just the model school. Our idea is that we will be a network connected with 9 other schools that creates this one cluster of schools that all work together, where you'll have a fully developed science lab, technology lab, entrepreneurship lab, and those 10 schools will work together to ensure that all students within that cluster get what the benefits are from each of the locations. Then what we do is take that model or take that setup and take it across the country. Okay. That is the goal. And eventually, Marvin and I would like to take it across the continent. Because at the end of the day, right, while we're starting with Liberia, because we are the co-founders of LAMS, we are Liberians and we want to ensure that we're impacting our community, right? But the goal as a whole is to impact Africa, the continent. So starting with Monrovia, Liberia, and our first cluster of schools, and then moving on to the rest of the country.
What are some of the schools you are working with already?
We haven't started with other schools. The first LAMS is, we're kicking off with our teacher recruitment at the moment. Okay. So we're looking for teachers. And I want to put a plug out there for our women.
Please.
Because as of right now, while we've been recruiting the last few months, we only have a small percentage of women that have applied. Mm-hmm. You see me here, I am I am the COO, and Marvin and I are working really hard to ensure that we do have some equality within not just our teachers, but our students. Mm-hmm. So we encourage women to apply for our teachers' positions, and we're hiring them right now at the moment.
All right. Now somebody wants to know if it is a profitable or non-profitable organization, the school. People coming at the paying fees, is it high, or anybody can afford it?
For sure. So the way we're structured, students will pay annually $2,000 for the for per year for their education. We
$2,000
have
United States dollars.
yes.
Okay.
We also have payment plans that will help to ensure that no matter where you're from, that we work with you so that we can be able to help you through your education. We also have some scholarships that we'll offer
Right.
on a first come, first served basis.
Right.
So there is opportunities for all students. So
Mhm.
don't just hear the $2,000 and say,
Oh,
I don't want to apply.
Yeah.
Because what Marvin and I have been doing is fundraising and working with others who want to support this work that we're doing.
okay.
So please, we ask all students, if you're hearing this, 10th graders, talk to your parents. Parents, if you're listening,
Yeah.
apply because we want you.
All right.
Right.
Yeah.
And just to add to what Gladys said on that point of financial aid and affordability for the school, our entire model is centered around this idea of providing a great education at what people can afford. Right. We know in Liberia what the economic situation is for most of our people, earning under $2 a day. So we want to build an education model that really reaches to them, in terms of what they can afford, and I believe, and I think and just the belief of our team is that quality education shouldn't be a thing of only those who can afford. Right, every child, regardless of where you come from, you deserve a great education that unleashes your potential. So we're working, and that has been a constraint in our design. How do we ensure that this cost can be, scaled over time? So everybody from wherever can be a part of our school. We have financial aid, we've got scholarships, and then there are students who will pay.
And the scholarship is first come, first served basis. It's not like
So they got to rush and apply.
It doesn't matter if you are, A plus or any of that. It's just if you come first.
Well, that's for the financial aid, right? So students who are going to have need will qualify for the financial aid, and scholarships, with different people based on academic performance. So anybody, regardless of whether you're an F student or a B student or a C student or an A student, can become a part of our school. And this is the exciting part, right? That we're not just looking for students who are the A students. We need students who are the F students because we believe in all of our young people. We believe in their potential, and the school is focused on meeting a young person where they are at and working with them, building the resources around them to take them to where they need to be. So we're open to everybody.
And we're not looking at no particular class, like age range. Once you are from 10th grade, we'll work with you, right?
I think we've tried, we had a conversation about it, and I think we said 12 to 20, 12 to 20 years old. I think that should cover a large percentage of students in Liberia.
Let's look at the classes offered. Again, like, what are you going to offer to your students?
Well, so again, our whole goal is to get students right into the workforce when they graduate high school.
In all walks of life?
Generally, right, that they have the foundational skills. So what they're going to be going through in our school, one of the first things to do is what we call entrepreneurial leadership, where all students will learn how to start, run, and exit a business right in high school. So imagine having 3 years of practice running a business, right? You come out of that experience knowing what to do and how to start your own entity. And that's important because we need to create a lot of jobs to absorb our youth population here in Liberia, right? We've got over 50% of young people unemployed, and that pool is growing gradually. Over the next 10 years, we're going to have about 500,000 young people go through high school. Only about 50,000 of them are going to go into college, based on the numbers we know. So you're going to have a pool of 500,000 people adding to the existing pool of unemployed young people who are not contributing a lot to our economies, and that is a ticking time bomb. At Loop Academies, we believe that is an interesting opportunity for us. It's an incredible time to think about how we can, harness the potential of that entire community of young people, their energy, and their wisdom to create solutions to the problems we have. So entrepreneurial leadership is one of those required courses that all of our students will be taking. So vocational technical skills, so young people who are able to use their hands can go right into the workforce from high school. So think about it as BWI, in some variation, right? And the young people are going to be, dealing with technology. So digital computer literacy is another required course. So before they leave the school, they're well versed in how to use technology, how to create technology and tools. So this is the whole idea of a holistic education. Now, when a student is leaving high school, they're ready for the real world. They know how to work in teams. They know how to work with people from different backgrounds. They know how to create their own companies. They know how to navigate the job market. We've got students coming out of universities who don't have resumes, who don't know how to work in Excel or PowerPoint and all these different basic tools that are important for work today.
All right.
So it's providing this holistic education to our young people.
All right. Keith, I'm going to ask you this, and I'm also going to ask Madam Croman to, still, add up to what you would tell me. I want to know what sets LAMS, Loop Academy, apart from the rest of other institutions.
Okay, so basically there are three things that set us apart. Firstly is our pedagogy, our approach to this entire thing. So this model school that we are using to reimagine education, we basically have a flipped classroom model. We are saying students should be in charge of their learning. So we are taking this teacher from the front of the class and bringing the teacher at the back of the class to facilitate the learning and serve as mentor or coach to the students while they handle their own learning and lead their own learning. And also our purpose for doing this also set us apart. We are not just trying to solve a problem that is limited only to Liberia, or a problem that a solution for the entire continent, right? So we have a team that is focused towards achieving that, and also our team as well. Our team is stronger, diverse, and believes in this, and together we can drive this show.
All right.
So these are the things that set us apart: our approach, our purpose, and our team.
And then, I keep coming back to, yes, we'll be talking about Madam Croman. I keep coming back to the tuition. I'd like to, remind our people that, not because you get this amount that you just get afraid of. You got interested and then all of a sudden you want to draw back. It's a good thing that they have a payment plan. Maybe somebody will want to ask that, but Madam Croman wants you to still, reiterate on what Case is saying that, sets Loop Academy apart from so many institutions that we have here.
So one of the key things that Keith touched on is our method and how we intend on educating our students. As we know today, teachers stand up at the front, write on the chalkboard, and our students take in, write for themselves on what that lesson plan is. But the future of education and the way teachers are trained outside of Liberia and in the rest of the globe is that teachers are becoming more facilitators, where you are putting the education and the content in the hands of the students. So what Marvin spoke about earlier, if we have an F student in a class of a bunch of A's and B's students, how do we ensure that this F student has the right structure and curriculum specific to them to help them grow and close that gap? And what Loops is doing is we have a curriculum that is flexible enough to ensure that we have what we need for the F student to move on to being an A student, for your B student to move on to being an A student. One of the key focus of that too is leveraging technology. So really that's where I come in, right? I shared that I've been in technology for 20 years and working and learning and educating in technology and how to code and how to build software. One of the key ways we do that is called project-based learning. That's essentially where you have a start and end to something, and then there's a process for it. Engineers use this to start and end the project. And as part of it, you have key steps that you work through. That's what I believe is setting us apart, is our curriculum and how we are flexible enough to ensure that any student at any walk of life can go through this. And then the art of moving the teacher to the back of the room to be more facilitators that encourage our students' strengths and then promise to make sure that we have tools that are needed to support their weaknesses.
All right. Wow. I know our people, you are glued to your radio, Spoon FM 107.5. That is the dial. And we have a whole full house here today. And we are discussing Loop Academies. Again, we are located at UN Drive,
And Girl Street.
And Girl Street. In
Right at the
case,
corner.
are the offices open just all day?
We're open 9 to 5,
Yeah, okay.
Monday
9
to
a.m.
Friday.
5 p.m. Saturday, you don't open half day.
No, but no.
No, but something important.
I don't know if
We'll show up if it's important. If you want us to be there.
Students, right?
How has the turnout been like since you started? How has the turnout been?
Recruitment is going well so far. It's starting to take off. Part of getting on the radio is to raise awareness. It's a new school. People hear us talk about all this amazing stuff on the radio, but they want to see and feel it. So we've got to take it to them and explain more that all of these things we were talking about packaging. Anybody can come to our school. It's not just for folks who are in a certain economic background. So part of this is to encourage people. Students from everywhere, every community. Actually, this week our team will be going into communities to raise awareness, to do some more engagement. To say every child deserves a great education, and this is what we're doing. We're open to you. We're willing to work with you, and based on what you can afford. So it's the $2,000.
We're be begging people to come and learn. Come and learn.
It's essentially what we need to do. Right? We need to do that to ensure that. Because a lot of students, and the way education is tailored here, is we give up on our students too early. The student is not doing well, they're not showing up on time, and we give up on them, they can't do well.
And like you said earlier, some graduate from high school and that's the end. Like I just go look for something to do. They don't have no skill, they are not trained into anything in particular, but they tell you, I don't have money to go to college.
Right.
And then yet you still don't know anything with your hands. Like
Right.
there's no trade. You just go and work anywhere, see what you can get to survive.
That's right. When you look at other countries and how they've supported growing their economy, examples are, if you look at India, the Philippines, and I speak of them because those two places are really anchored in technology. And the reason that they've been able to push education forward in their particular countries is because they've embraced technology and allowed it to be part of the students' education. And one of the key things that they've done is looking at where that gap is. What Marvin spoke about, right? Our young people finish high school and they're like, I finished. I'm just going to go work and try to make all the money and move forward. But what are you going to do that in? What skill sets do you have to take it forward? Building a business is certainly one that you could do, right? So when you, like I said, when you look at countries like India and Philippines, that's what they've done to try to close that gap. They've had curriculums and things that are definitely directed towards young people and helping them to shape their entrepreneurial skill sets as well.
Okay. Mr. Tarada, I want to look at the qualifications of teachers. I know there are people that are already educated that will come to you, but are you training them?
Yes. In fact, we have a big announcement in a week or so for teacher training. I'm really excited about it, and if I'm not careful, I'm going to talk about it. But I am. So we've got a 3-month period of training our teachers, because all of our teachers are going to be trained and retrained to become coaches and facilitators, right? To play this role of nurturing students to achieve their own goals. So that type of education is different. Their work is going to be now not going in the front of the class, writing on the blackboard, and just talking to the students, right? They're going to put all of that content into the hands of students, and be there to coach their teams to execute and to apply their knowledge. Because it's a different type of education. We're going to spend some time with an exciting organization in the U.S. that's going to come on board as a training partner to train them for 3 months. And they will, as part of that partnership, before they even start teaching at our school and our students, they start teaching a class in New York. So we're really excited about this, and I've already shared a little bit more than I should have.
I want to understand the payment plan. Someone just sent me a text like, how is the payment plan going to be like?
So there's down.
I'm not going to pay like 5 times. I can come start with this, or you can just come in start with that. We're not saying that yet.
So there you can pay the down payment. Then you have installment payments. You can pay per period, per month, per quarter. You can pay in installments. everything about financing the school is going to be based on, well, these, and then if there are parents and families that want to negotiate and have a different arrangement for that works for them, we're open to that conversation, right? Very
Absolutely.
flexible about how we finance education. So that's why we're not saying pay for a registration fee, nothing, right? You apply to the school, you take the entrance exam, and then we select the students who qualify. And again, the entrance exam is we're not just taking students who score A's in the entrance exam.
Okay.
We're taking students, a good sample of students, right? So we look at our pool and say, okay, we've got 20 students who got A's, we got 30 students who got B's. We're taking A, B, C's, F students and make them into our class. Because the whole idea, as Dr. was explaining, of our model school is to figure out how to scale quality education to all of Liberia, all of Sub-Saharan Africa, right? Yeah. So we have a diverse amount of degree of students who perform at different levels. So we want to figure out what works for them.
Okay.
So the first month of our school, all of our students will be assessed to know where they're at academically, emotionally, and all of those things, and then figure out what is the way how can we remediate this student. Okay. So we started with our students in 10th grade who are rising 10th graders, and let's say 10 of our students have reading gaps, right? They can really read well at the level of 10th grade. Before they actually start school, the whole goal is that we put them on a reading plan that helps them improve their reading before they can start school, and that goes across all of our students. So it's a big experiment we're running. Once we're done with gathering the feedback, learning, and consolidating our model, the whole idea is to start scaling to other schools through what Guato was describing as a cluster approach.
Okay. Madam Kroma, let's look at the scholarship. Is there a limited amount? Because you just said, first come, first serve basis. So are we saying that the scholarship is just for like 20%? So you have to be fast.
This is the first 20.
Like the first 20, is it just going to be like the first 20? So first 20, we expect you to start going now.
Well, as Guato said, we're raising money. So the more money we raise, the more scholarships we're going to offer.
Okay, so we need people to come and pay school fees first.
Well, no, our funding isn't only coming from students paying their tuition.
You have your partners.
Right.
Yes. Okay. And we have Marvin and I.
The both of you are funders. And we are proud that this thing is coming from Liberia. Yeah. Now I'm talking about going across Africa. Yeah. Yet it is starting from here, Liberia. It's a Liberian. It's like Liberians come together to
absolutely
do such a thing, which is very, very impressive. So let us. I want to know from you, Keith, what is a typical day at LEMS going to be like?
Okay, so basically, our student day plan runs from 7:30 in the morning to 4 o'clock.
All right.
Right. So the school day starts with meditation or reflection. So students get to meditate or reflect basically, and we have someone trained to walk them through that, and the rest of the day will include content time, class, different breaks along the way, and the rest of it. But it's really exciting.
I wanted to ask what kinds of students LEMS is designed for, but from what I see, you are open up to all students.
That's
right.
Yeah, that's the goal, right?
Everybody. It's not like, you got to beat this, because somebody will just say, no, that's not the people think they're not also that these kind of children can go there, that these kind of children can go there. So that our people in every community, in all areas in this society can know and understand that this thing is for just everybody.
It's for everyone. And what Marvin touched on earlier is that really opportunity comes for someone when they are surrounded by an environment that gives them the right tools, the right support, right? So even if a student is from one community that doesn't look like a student from another, when they come into this classroom, they're all provided what is needed to make sure that we touch on their strengths and support their weaknesses so that we can make them stronger. Yeah. So yes, this is not just for one set of people. This is for everyone. Because when you give the right environment, that helps someone to grow.
And as you said earlier, we're going to start from Montserrat. Depending on what we have here, we're taking it to the counties. Because my people in Bon County and Rivers is also in charge.
Absolutely.
And Lofa.
So interestingly, the goal is not to just build a super high school,
Okay.
right? Or to see Loop Academy Model School as a super high school that everyone look up to. The
Yeah.
goal is to go through this, gather all, like Marvin mentioned, all the information, the learnings and everything, and then feed this into all of our schools across Liberia.
All right.
So when they talk, may I say,
Go
when
ahead.
they talk about gathering information and then feeding it back, right? I spoke earlier about the cluster. So we're starting with LAMS. When we say LAMS, the building itself, right? That will have these students in it. But the idea is that we connect them with 9 other schools to create an environment, right? One school may have a great football field. One school may have the best science lab. One may have a workshop space that somebody can come and work with wood. Another may have a entrepreneurship space. But the goal is that they work together as a network.
Right.
And LAM's structure right now is taking information from that. How well is it working? Should all of these labs be in one place? Is that what our next cluster should look like? So when we talk about this being the model school, this is the first model cluster and structure that we're starting off in order to then copy and take that forward.
Right.
Okay. So what is going to be the estimated teacher to students, in a classroom? Like, are you going to have, first, let's look at the amount of students per classroom.
Yeah.
How many students are we going to have in a classroom? Where will you reach to say, okay, this is the limit. This is where we stop per classroom?
Yeah, so a classroom will have 35 students.
Okay, so if 40 come, 5 have to wait for the next academic year.
Should I say wait?
I want to have some training session for them while you prepare the other 35.
I'm not very sure about that, but what I know is we have space for 35 students per classroom.
All right, and then so because like you said earlier, the professors are going to be at the back and the students are at the front, and so it's like, I mean, we haven't seen such a thing yet. Like in Liberia, all my education I did here. Wow, we sit there and watch our professor. You write and turn, or you just dictate, and you are not fast in writing. That's why I became a journalist. I was like, you got it. But now we're gonna just sit in the back and just watch. While the professor is going to be in the back and watch the students do their thing.
In fact, this is so exciting to the extent that all of our students will have a tablet.
Wow!
Right, so
you're not taking it home.
You're taking it home.
Oh wow!
Yeah, all of the content you need for the period, it's already on your tablet.
Are you going to get your money back? Like you have a limit of students, and then you are giving so much. Like, what's the benefit? It's just a segregation thing.
So also, quick clarity: the tablet is not for the student; it's for the school.
I understand.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's not for your private. Private thing is for you to learn.
Yeah. And for having accountability for your own education.
Right.
Putting the teacher in the back of the classroom empowers the students to have accountability and responsibility for their own education.
Right.
Now, we provide the content for you to learn, but you have the responsibility to say, I need to be to school by 7:30 tomorrow morning. I will do everything I can to make sure that I'm there. My tablet needs to be with me wherever I'm going. If I take it home, I need to make sure it comes safe, right? Because if you're going to be one to start your own business, you have to be accountable.
Yes.
From front to back.
Exactly.
Seriously.
Yeah, seriously.
And also part of the structure, we will have the parents involved.
Right.
Okay.
Every step along the way.
That's
In fact, that's why before we form the class, we'll make sure that we talk to every parent.
Be a parent that is educated or not, you have
everybody.
Communicate
Bring it to your level,
Yeah.
right? So that you know that this thing you are a part of it, right? You should be held accountable as well for whatever we working on. So it involves the student, the parents, and our team as well.
We're supporting the students holistically.
All right.
As a whole, right? If they leave here today at 4 o'clock and go home, they ain't got electricity at the house to continue working. And then we just say, go.
Yeah, come back tomorrow.
Come back tomorrow. Right?
And
so what can we do? And that's what when we say reimagine, It's not just the student walking in the door at 7:30 in the morning and leaving at 4.
Right.
We want to ensure that the person, the human in this, has an opportunity to grow and move forward. And that human is connected to many other humans in their home.
Right.
Their mother, father, sister, brother, who may also maybe go to a different school. But how do we ensure that we look at the student as a whole?
Right.
Let's look at your COVID-19 protocols when it comes to people coming to school.
Oh my. So on COVID-19 protocol, we as a school, we are required to work with the government's requirements and rules around how schools are supposed to reopen. So we're yet to see the new protocol, but essentially we're following what best practices are in terms of managing schools and large spaces. So, fully vaccinated students, we definitely encourage our students to get vaccines, but if a student, doesn't want to take the vaccine, we can't force them to take it. Right?
So it's not a requirement that you have to be vaccinated.
It is not.
But it's just for your own sake.
Right. We will encourage students to take it because we believe in the medical community and the expertise behind it. But if a student who is not vaccinated in school, they'll have to wear their masks, in class. So that's the only. I think for now, that's what we're thinking about.
All right.
I think one of the things that I know we're nearing the end of this,
yes.
One of the things that we've been talking about and I'm really grateful that you keep stressing is this idea of we're open to everybody.
Yeah.
We're open to every student, and part of that is a belief in the potential of all of our students, all of our young people. And I think for the folks sitting in this room, at some point in our lives, somebody had to give us the benefit of the doubt. Somebody had to trust us. We were, exceptional people, but we had to grow into who we are today. And I think once we can start to, think about young people like that and help them internalize that message that I'm somebody, I can be somebody through education, I think we have a chance to really get our young people to where they need to be.
All right, so let's talk to international partners quickly. The people you need that will come in and support this beautiful gesture, come and be a part. We need support. We need our people, partners, and all that. It can't just be coming from your pocket.
Well, we're open to work with any institution here in Liberia, abroad, invested in the long-term vision of our country, of our continent. So if you're thinking about every country in the world, rise and fall around their human capital, their people. So, groups like the USAID here in Liberia interested in, the economic growth of Liberia and our people, the different diplomatic corps and private sector. Private sector really is important because you need talent. You need people to work for you who have the right skills, who are going to contribute a lot to your company, who are going to help you create more wealth, right? So we're open, to private capital, to donor funding, to any partnerships. It's not just financing, right? Folks who have expertise, who have resources that can bring to the school and our communities. We're also open to those conversations as well. So anyone out there who's interested in a model school concept that we can believe in all of our young people, we can take to them a great education that transforms their life, that makes them individuals who contribute to our country at scale. We want to partner. We want to talk more. We're happy to share our vision. And this is, I believe, a vision that should be shared by everyone who thinks about the future of Liberia, thinks about the future of the continent.
All right. Okay, Madam Kruma, I know you want to say something before we leave. I'm coming back to Kiss, but I just want to know from you, what else do you want to say to your people before you leave?
I would just like to point out, the point you've been stressing is that we are here for everyone.
Everybody.
Marvin and I came to the table to do this because we believe in our young people. Absolutely. Someone gave me an opportunity, and you asked earlier why you're doing this.
Yeah, I want to know.
You want to know why. And it really is in the pit of my stomach. I do believe that if we are able to support our young people the way we should, with a quality education, we can really transform this country. And in order to do that, we have to put it out there that we believe in them. Really, truly believe in it. speak it out loud
Mm-hmm.
that we believe in them. And that's what Lambs is going to do, is that we're trying to put it in your face that we believe in you, and we want to give you the tools that you need to make you a stronger contributing person to society.
I tell you, so, because most of our children, people, kids in society, they don't have that security.
Yeah.
It's something that they are struggling with.
Yeah.
They will come to the school and they don't even communicate. They keep everything within, have the whole conversation within themselves.
Yeah.
That intrapersonal communication. And then when they come out, then they want to
say something.
I'm happy that you're going to be working with them in a way that, come out. I'm here for you. I'll be communicating with you. I'm ready to, open up and bring the best out of you. And these are things that we need
Absolutely
in our country. And so I don't know how soon or how early do we expect the institution to kick off. The next school year?
This school year.
This school year.
November 15th is our tentative launch date. So by November 15th, you should see.
Okay, so now we know.
Yeah, you should see students looking really beautiful.
Really sharp.
Really sharp.
Unified?
Yeah.
Oh, you're wearing a uniform.
Yeah,
and I must say this, we've worked with a local fashion designer, like a stylist, Big Zor.
Wow.
If you know who this young man is, he's incredible. Wow. And go to our website, www.loopacademiesmodelschool.com, and you'll see, photos of our of students in our uniform, right?
Yeah.
It's just, we wanted something that would tell a different story of how uniforms can be redesigned, and really, it's really cool. It's dope.
Well, what do you want to say to us before we leave?
Okay, thank you very much. To all Liberians, I want to say most especially to our parents, let's make use of this opportunity. This is a great opportunity for our kids. And I personally did not have this opportunity. So I'm excited that we are bringing this to our people, and it's important that they take advantage of it. Try to get your kids to apply. The application is still open, and make use of it. And also, she mentioned earlier about females getting involved. We need more females on board. We believe there are a lot of brilliant females out there that can help.
Right.
This team, through teaching or whatever means you can help.
Some of them might say, me, I'm not educated that much. Like, or people in sunny.
Yeah, or what I've heard is that, our women teachers stay at the elementary or earlier, right?
Right.
And don't bring themselves forward for high school. Some of that is about empowerment, right? Ensuring that they do have an environment that encourages them. Please know that Lambs is that environment.
Right.
We want you up front. You said it earlier. A man come, a woman should be by them. Any company you go to work with, for me in the tech industry, right, as a consultant, I come to my clients, they want to see what their company looks like. And it's not just men at the front. We want women teachers that will help and diversify the thought of our students. So we welcome you. Please sign up.
Okay. We appreciate it. Some of us might come into the be spying, all of that.
Welcome, come see us.
All of that. So I already know where it's located. I can go on the website and see more and understand more about Loops. But I'd like to appreciate you people for the fact that you even just thought about coming back and bringing back and sharing again with Liberians and encouraging all of our children, no matter how. Somebody might tell you in the house or in the community that you are nothing, you can't be anything. These are things that even parents just voice out to their children. Loops Academy is here to, Loop Academy is here to, help you know that you are better than that. In the Liberian English, you can do good. Good thing can come from out of Liberia. So join Loop Academy. It's right there. Yes, UN Drive and Girlie Street intersection. Start now, go, get enrolled. And for our teachers, people sitting home, you are educated, you just read a BP book, sit at a high table, argue all day. It's time for you to come, get yourself a job. get trained, right?
Yes.
All right, so it's here for everybody. The opportunities are there. If you really want to work, we know you're going to get on your feet. So, thanks to all of you for being here.
Thank you for
And we
having
pray
us.
that you get
Thank you.
big
Thank you so
places,
much.
bigger places, better places. Now
Thank
that you
you.
want to also take it from out of Liberia and around Africa, we're going to boast about it. We sit there on the
Yes.
corner and say, yes,
We
our
started
Liberian
in
people.
Right here.
Liberia.
Liberian people, the fact
Right.
that it is even Liberians that are doing it, that is
Absolutely.
really gonna make us
Thank you.
proud.
Yeah.
So I'd like to thank you for being there. And we also want to thank all of our, listeners and those that are viewing. I saw so many comments coming in, but some of our time left us, so we couldn't just, allow your comments to come in. But you already know, you heard all of what you could hear and where they are located. In case you're not going on the website, you want to know where they are. Loop Academies is at UN Drive and Girl Street. Is there a number or are there numbers that they could call us on? Like I'm being a part and I'm saying, call us. Like, what are the numbers that they can just call and say, oh, I can quickly, maybe the WhatsApp numbers and just be able to communicate more?
So we have both Orange and Lone Star numbers. So it's the Lone Star number is 555-316-214. So 555-316-214. And the Orange number is 775-316-214.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for all of you that are there and the fact that you were locked down to Spoon 107.5 and Spoon TV. It is the Supreme Show, and we'll be back here again next Monday. We thank you for being there. We love you, and we're always asking you to put God first in whatever you do. It's a whole teamwork. I'd like to thank my radio director, and he is Milkman. That's Tony Elliott, and DJ SNW always make sure we have music playing in the background. And today, my producer is Aaron Taluk from our newsroom. I'd like to say thank you, Aaron, for being here. And to all of you that have been there, continue to be locked down to Spoon 107.5 and get yourself connected with Loop Academies. My name is Lorena Honorary, wishing for you and yours a wonderful day. Bye-bye.
Now I'm ready to, but take it from me, take a slide ways. I know check